Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe.
Boom, 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 boom. Yes, and we're back. And I know, listen, man, I know y'all upset with me now. I know y'all mad at me now. I told y'all if you pray 2 times a day, God will keep the haters away.
That's true.
Okay? God will keep the haters away, man, because we are blessed today. We are impacted. South Carolina State, man, y'all better stand up for this one, man. Stand up on your feet right now, okay? Because I got the queen, okay, the legend herself.
Thank you.
Bree Maxwell is here. Yes, she's here. She's not been here in pocket. She came on her own.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am happy to be here with my good friend and classmate T Tuck, as we affectionately call him. I'll be talking about him to other people, and I'll be like, "Yeah, T Tuck." They be like, "Who is T Tuck?" I'm like, "Oh, honey.
Yeah. See,
you don't know the T Tuck we know.
Don't nobody know the kid, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, God is still good. God is still good, man, because the work is still being done. So now, but it's not about me today, y'all. It's all about the queen, man. And she's rested, man. For those who have been living up under a rock, she has been working for 2 years now, maybe more than that. You know what I'm saying? And we are so happy that now she has a chance to rest.
Yes, thank goodness. Nothing like rest. You know,
nothing like rest.
God wants us all to rest. We can work hard, but we still need to rest for our health and our bodies.
Health is wealth, okay? Now, before we get to this queen, we have to pay 2 quick bills, all right? 2 real quick bills, all right? Number 1, if God woke you up this morning, give him all the praise. Give him all the praise because he is worthy to be praised.
All the time.
Why? Because listen, man, yesterday we lost 1,700 people to COVID yesterday. 1,700 people, okay? Listen, y'all, tomorrow is not promised, man. All right, so listen, man, get your life in order, man. Tell your kids, man, you love them, okay? Listen, man, call your parents, man, okay? Your family, your friends, man, all right? Tell everybody that you love them, all right? And don't take this air, okay? Listen, man, that you're breathing for granted, all right? Okay? Now, like I said, man, put God first, all right? Number 2, you hear the music playing in the background. So that means you already know where you at. Yeah, you're at The Groove, y'all. The Groove Smoothie and Juice Bar, located on 7510 Garners Ferry Road. Please, y'all, come out. Listen, come get you a smoothie. Come get you a smoothie, man. Health is wealth, okay? We are black owned, and guess what? Okay? You come out here, man, we might do the 2-step with you.
Yeah.
We just might do the 2-step with you.
And the smoothies are good.
And the smoothies are good. You heard it, okay? The smoothies are delicious. So come out here and get your smoothie. Once again, 7510 Garners Ferry Road. Come out here and get you a smoothie. And you might run into Miss Maxwell. Yes.
Come while I'm here.
So, how you doing?
I'm good. First, I want to send you love and well wishes and spirits, because I know what you have had to go through these past few months. The same thing happened with my line sister, Laquita Baker.
Really?
Yeah, so she lost her parents within 24 hours because of COVID.
Wow.
So that just shows y'all how serious this disease is. While a lot of people aren't taking it serious, they don't see the point of wearing a mask. Right. They don't see the point of washing their hands and being careful. People are losing loved ones to this atrocious illness. And you got the other side, the Republican side. I'm a Democrat, so I'm not going to sugarcoat that.
Democrats
you got the Republicans on the other side blaming this on the Chinese, saying that this is a Chinese disease that they just infiltrated into the U.S. Please, if that was the case, then they wouldn't have had the astronomical numbers that they had. So we just need to be careful, and we need to take care of ourselves. And I think one of the best things that we did as a country was elect Joe Biden, because now he has created a task force for this atrocious illness that people are dealing with. So, let's just continue to be careful, be safe, and make sure that we are praying for this new administration and praying for our loved ones.
Yes, most definitely, man. Change is coming, y'all. Change is coming, man. But listen, take care of yourself in the meantime.
Yes.
Okay?
Health is wealth. As T Tuck said earlier, health is wealth. So
health is wealth.
Take care of yourself, eat right, take your vitamin D pills also. That's another thing. That is what a lot of funeral home people are telling people to do.
Really?
Yeah, so they are advising people to take vitamin D pills because that helps your immune system as well.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
Notate that. That's serious right there, man. Listen, that's game right there. You get from the community vibes. I told y'all. Okay, we're gonna make sure that you live a long time on this show. I promise you. All right. Now, for those who may live up under a rock and may not know who you are, okay? Now, let's just help them out. Where you from?
So I'm from the big city of Lawrence, South Carolina.
Lawrence, South Carolina.
Up by Greenville. You pass by us on I-26 going up to the upstate. So that's where I'm from, born and raised, left there and decided to go to South Carolina State. Majored in political science with a pre-law concentration. Graduated in 2006, came to Columbia, and it's been all she wrote after that.
So let me ask you a question. That 17-year-old that left Lawrence. First off, why South Carolina State?
So it was going. So funny you asked me that because it was originally it was supposed to be in Clemson, but I was going to Clemson for the wrong reasons.
You gonna be a Tiger?
Yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna put that behind us.
Let's put it behind us.
But then it was going to be Howard, and my mother was like, "No, you can't go to Howard." Yes, it was too far away. Yeah. So she was like, "Why don't you consider South Carolina State?" Yeah. So this was like March of 2002. I'm like, well, I'm graduating in a few months. You want to let me go where I want to go, whatever. So I applied, and that was actually one of the best decisions that I made. I went to South Carolina State, and I just felt right at home. And honestly, South Carolina State helped me become the person I am today. I learned so much about not only politics, but South Carolina politics, the history of South Carolina that they do not teach us in public schools. And I just learned so much, and I became the immense fighter that I am for the community that I am today. Because before that, I wasn't. I'll be honest with you. I would sit back and I would blame the conditions that people go through on them instead of blaming the systematic systems that are in place that holds a lot of our people back. So I'm happy to be doing this work, and I'm also happy that South Carolina State gave me the stepping stone to be able to do it.
Boy, that should be on a commercial right there. I'm telling you. Yes, South Carolina State, stand up, okay? Bulldog Nation, man, Bulldog Pride, stand up, man. We are here in the building today, man.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. So, how did South Carolina State change that young 17-year-old leaving Lawrence?
So I was a biased person beforehand, like I said. I just blamed everything on everyone else, and I more so had a Republican mindset back during that time. So when I finally came to South Carolina State and I saw the different backgrounds that our people came from throughout this whole state, a person from Greenville is going to be different than a person from Charleston. A person from Williamsburg is going to be different than a person from Greenwood. Yeah. So just learning the schools that they came from, the communities that they grew up in, the people who came from those communities, and the type of person that they are, it just helped me grow, and it just expanded my mind and expanded my knowledge. And I was like, there's a world of people out here.
A lot of people.
And it also taught me a lot about our educational system in the state. How extremely lackluster it is. And it falls on the back of our Republican legislator, right? Like, it's 2020. Why do we still have a corridor of shame? Our schools are not up to par. Unless you live in Greenville or in Charleston, I think they have some of the best schools in this country. But we still have schools that are extremely subpar in the state. And that is due mainly in tune to our Republican legislators. So it's a lot of work that we have to do. And I learned most of that stuff at South Carolina State. My public schooling in Lawrence did not teach me that.
Wow. So now I, realized a long time ago, what I wanted to be. Mentoring was like my passion. When did you realize that you wanted to get
in politics?
Yeah.
When Bill Clinton was playing his saxophone. When Bill Clinton was playing his saxophone when he was running for president, I stayed up late and watched that. And I think Newt Gingrich had did something. I don't remember what he had did, but I think he was Speaker of the House at the time. He had did something. And I was like, I got to get into politics. And then it was when Bush and Al Gore ran.
Al Gore, yeah.
And that Florida pregnant Chads.
Wow.
With the paper ballots.
Yeah.
And we had debates in class.
Wow.
And because of that, I believe my history teacher at the time was like, you should go into politics. You'll do good. Because I would just sit there and debate with them based off what I saw on the news. Right. And I was like, I think you might be right. So that's when I was like, I'm going to go major in political science.
Right.
And that was all she wrote after that.
All she wrote. Wow, man. So, that's not an easy path to go into.
It's not.
It's not a real, that's not for the faint of heart.
You got to have thick skin.
You got to have thick skin.
And that's one thing I learned from Congressman Clyburn. You have to have thick skin, and you also have to know how to put some skin in the game.
So how did you already have the thick skin, or did that have to be, let's say, developed?
It had to be developed.
Okay.
It had to be, because I can be an emotional person. I take a lot of stuff to heart. But, just years being in this game and doing this work is how it helped me just get my skin to be tougher, and how I was able to teach other people, you got to do the same thing. But while you're getting this tougher skin, you got to know how to put some skin in the game.
Right.
And by putting skin in the game, you got to come knowledgeable. You got to come knowing what you're talking about. You got to come with the reason for why you want to be in this business. A lot of people see what's on TV and they think it's fun, they think it's glorious. But no, this comes with a lot of work, a lot of late nights, a lot of traveling. So it's just a matter of making sure that this is what you want to do, and this is what God has for you. And everybody doesn't need to be in politics, and then everyone has a role to play. Everyone can have the role to play in it. Everybody doesn't have to be the elected official. Somebody can be running the campaign. Somebody can be writing the policy. Somebody can be doing state party work. So there's a role for all of us. You just have to figure out your role. And you don't have to, everybody doesn't have to run for office. We don't need everybody in office.
Running for office.
Right. We need the people who know what they're doing and who can govern to run for office. That's what people forget. Like, you can run for office and you can win, but do you know how to govern?
Facts.
And you got to know what's going on in your community. Like, do a lot of you know that we know that Denmark, South Carolina may have had a water crisis or water issues before, but do you know that Belton, South Carolina has those same issues now? So there are things,
Wow.
I think that's Anderson County. So those are things that people have to know.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Listen, it's all about being aware, yo. All about being, because you got to have knowledge. You got to have knowledge. And, coming up, we didn't really see many women in politics, right? But now we do, right? Which, listen, man, thank God too, because this is a long time coming, right? So how does it feel being a young, black, let's say, thriving woman, within that career?
So it's not easy, being a black woman in politics and in South Carolina, where we are a red state, it's not the easiest thing. So, like, in a lot of instances, not only are you fighting the other side, but you're fighting your own people. You're fighting your same people who look like you. So it's just a matter of, you just got to stay on your A game. And it goes back to having skin in the game. And you just got to always be on your P's and Q's and know what you're talking about. Because there were people who would step over you, step on you, do everything in their power to get rid of you.
It's an evil game.
It's a very evil game. You just have to always be mindful of your surroundings. And then trust is always going to be an issue. You're going to have people who are going to leech on to you because of the access that you have. And once they get a hold of that access, they ain't going to know you no more. So you just have to guard your heart and guard your mind and guard your brain with the people that you come into contact with.
So, you do so much, right? You do so much traveling, right? Late night work. You know what I'm saying? How do you take care of you? I mean,
I love to eat and I love to sleep.
Through that process, okay.
So one thing I do not neglect is my sleep.
Okay.
I'm going to get sleep.
Okay.
So whether I crash at midnight or if I crash at 2 a.m., I'm going to get sleep.
You're going to get sleep.
So that's one thing I always prioritize. If I need a nap, and I hate taking naps.
Really?
I hate it with a passion.
Naps.
I hate a nap.
I love naps.
But if it's 2 o'clock and I'm sleepy, then I'm going to take it. So that's one thing I do is I make sure I nap. I make sure I take my iron pills. I make sure I'm always eating something green. I make sure I keep a smoothie in my body. And I make sure I take my B12. Vitamin D, of course. You got to stay prayed up. I have my protection stones that I wear. So I have that, and yeah.
But see now, how do you? So my next question is, how do you protect your vibes, because your profession can be so grimy, and you can have some snakes who may be trying to get close to you.
Yeah.
Yet, you kind of got to be mindful of who you surround yourself with.
Yes.
Who you are, let's say, in contact with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And who you are, let's say, you're affiliated with. That is. How do you manage that? Plus your family. Because we all know you have a family.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that family time plus that work time?
Well, it works out because I have a very supportive husband.
Good.
I have a very supportive family background, and I have a very supportive village.
Good.
They know my goals. They know what I want to do. So because of that, they step in when I have to step back.
Right.
So that's one important thing. And then I'm also a person of vibes and spirits. So if I walk into the room and I don't feel a good vibe from a person, trust me, I stay away from them. But you also have to know how to play chess and not checkers. Yeah. And you also have to play people for their own game.
Right.
So while a person think they run the game on you, you actually run the game on them. So yeah, so if I meet a new person, I'm gonna go do research on them to figure out who you are and why in the world did you just come into my life. Like, I love new people coming in, but I gotta know why you're here.
Right.
Then especially if especially if a person all of a sudden wants to get close to you. Like, I gotta understand it, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the other side will use people on your side to be a mold. Right. To get information about you.
It's dirty.
So they can use it against you. Oh yeah, son. It's stories I can tell.
Oh man, it's a dirty game. Now, most recently, you have worked for the giant himself, man. Yes. Mr. Clyburn, what I'm saying, Root to the Bros, and you have worked with Jamie Harris. Okay. How were those experiences?
Those were two things that I prayed for.
Wow.
Clyburn, I knew that I wanted to work for him when Steve Benjamin ran for mayor. Okay. In 2010. Okay. I met him at one of Steve's after parties. I met the congressman. Shook his hand, told him who I was, because when I was at state, that's when I first learned about him as a congressman. So I was like, I'm gonna work for him one day. I just have to.
You knew it.
So it took some time, but it happened. Right. And working for him is basically how I learned a whole lot more about politics, why things are the way they are. He'll fly in from DC on a Friday, maybe about 3:25. I remember the exact time, so I used to do his schedule. Wow. And then it's 5:30 on a Friday. You ready to go to happy hour. But no, he's gonna call you into his office and have a conversation with you about probably what's going on in politics. I remember one Friday, I just knew I was going to happy hour because I just knew he was gonna leave, right? Because I just knew he wanted to go home. 5:30, he wanted to have a conversation about women's equality. Because I think it was Women's Equality Day or Women's Equality Act. So he had me do some research on it and all this stuff. And this was and we was in the office at like 7 o'clock on a Friday. So this is the type of stuff that you get from the man himself, the kingmaker himself. That's the legend. Congressman Clyburn. Okay, he teaches his staff stuff. Congressman. So it's like, everyone who's been through the congressman in some type of way has left an impression on you. Right. And he teaches you things. He teaches you how to navigate these political systems. Wow. He introduces you to people. If he doesn't agree with something, he's going to tell you. And if he wants your advice on something, he's going to have that conversation with you as well. Wow. So he surrounds himself with people that he can help, but that can also help him. Wow. So he's not just one of those people,
So, but now many people don't really know they don't really know. Well, let me rephrase that. Many people know Jamie Harris. Yes. Many people know Jamie Harris. They may not know him personally.
For the man that he is.
Yes. But I grew to love the guy watching those commercials. Yes. I was just in love with the dude, man. Yes. Like, man, listen, man, we voting for Jamie Harris.
Hi, I'm Jamie Harrison.
Yes. Okay. That's who we voting for.
Yes.
No, listen, if you ain't vote for him, we ain't friends. Like, we ain't talking no more in life.
We don't have nothing to talk about.
Now, I was extremely heartbroken.
You? Let me tell you something. As soon as they called that race that Tuesday, I was like, this is a lie, whatever. Let me wait around a little bit. So no, they called it, and a few minutes later, I was pissed. Like, I was ready to just fight everybody in my orbit. I just wanted to start blaming people and just start fighting because I was like, South Carolina, we had the opportunity to change this state and move forward. Yes. But some of us was either complacent or either the Republicans came out in droves and we didn't expect that. I think one thing that happened with that race was it was a red wave that we didn't expect.
Especially in the upstate.
So, but you know, that comes with a lot of, it's a lot behind that. And that's an interview for another day because that would take an hour trying to explain that. Yeah. But that's Jamie is the homeboy.
He's the guy, man.
He is a homeboy from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Yes, sir, man. South Carolina State.
But except for he went to Yale. Yes. Jamie went to Yale. Yes. And you know, he's just an everyday type of guy. Yeah. He grew up with his grandparents. They helped raise him. He grew up to a teen mom who is fantastic. She's my mother now. I'm her daughter. Okay. That's how close that I've gotten with his mom. That's awesome. But he's an amazing person, and he's very likable. He's very lovable, and he will talk to you. If you ever just want to have coffee with him because you want some advice on politics, he'll do that. And basically, Jamie is the reason for who I am.
That's big right there.
He is the reason for, because he has taken the time to help give me the information that I needed to know. But you also have to remember that because of Congressman Clyburn, that Jamie is who he is. Wow. So it's just been a chain, and it's just I've grown to appreciate it and grown to love it.
Generational wealth, man.
And it's always great to have those mentors. Yeah. And that's what I always tell people that want to get in politics: find you a mentor. So that does not mind taking the time out to help you. So
now that we're talking about mentors, because you know that's my that's my forte right there. Who were some of your mentors?
Jamie. To be honest with you, the only person who I had as a mentor in politics was Jamie.
Wow.
Jamie. So, and it wasn't like a everyday hands-on type of mentor. It's just that the things that he said, when he said it, was good enough for me to know what I needed to do. Wow. And you know, he created the Clyburn Fellowship that has graduated over 175 people. So he is doing the things that a lot of politicians need to do. You know, a lot of people don't know how to pass the torch. A lot of people don't know how to bring people up. But what Jamie has decided that he would do, him and Congressman Clyburn, was create this fellowship where we would train people to run for office, be party leaders, and stuff like that. And they've graduated 175 political operatives in the state. So he's a man of his word, he's a man of business, and he is a man of vision. That's amazing. When I was on the campaign trail, that's what I would always tell people. He is a man of vision.
Oh, wow. Now, for those who may not know what kind of work you do when you work on the campaign, what is your, let's say, title that is?
It depends. So with Jamie's race, I was the political director. Okay. So my responsibility was I dealt with all the elected officials in the state. So I would talk to them, they would call me, I would go see them. I would also deal with constituency groups and faith outreach. Okay. So that in itself is a lot.
That's a whole lot.
So that's what I did, and I enjoyed it. Because I enjoy going to talk to people, even during COVID.
That's a huge responsibility.
Let me tell you something. Even during COVID, I had my mask, I had my hand sanitizer, and I had my gloves. And I would be like, I would call, Representative, I need to meet you to talk about this, and this for your area. Or a representative would call me and be like, hey, we need 200-yard signs. I'd be like, okay, I'll get it to you. So it's a huge responsibility, but it was a huge task that I thoroughly enjoyed doing.
And that's why you took it to heart when he lost. You know, which I hate saying lost.
He's still a winner.
But yeah, because the guy won so many people's hearts. Like, listen, just being totally, man, transparent here. You know, I did not know who Jamie Harrison was prior to this race. Yep. Did not know who he was.
And that's okay. You know why?
Because I be in Augusta a lot. So I had no idea. But I kept seeing the guy, and I kept seeing those commercials. All right, come down here to Columbia, right? Seeing all the signs, man, the billboards, man, commercials and stuff like that, right? But people saying nothing but phenomenal things about this young man. Okay, so now I'm sold, right? And like I say, man, that day, that dreadful day when we got those, results back. Like, I did not know how much, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how much you care about something until you don't have it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I did not know how, like, my whole soul was invested to that race because that's the race that impacts my people the most.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that thing was heartbreaking, man.
But see, you said something that was key. You said you didn't know who he was, but you saw the commercials and you saw the billboard. So that lets you know his messaging worked.
Yeah.
And another thing is, we may have raised, $100 million.
Right.
And people keep saying, well, how you raise so much money and still lose?
Right.
His messaging and his word got out to people.
It did.
It transformed little kids' lives.
It did.
Little kids were creating videos, recreating his commercials.
Yeah.
People dressed up like Jamie as Halloween.
Okay.
So that lets you know
you
that,
big time.
right, his vision of hope transformed some South Carolinians. It even turned some Republicans to be Democrats for this election. So even though that red wave came through that we didn't expect, he still made an impact on the state and going forward. It also lets you know that a black person in the state of South Carolina as a Democrat can raise the money. Because people have always said Democrats can't raise money to run statewide. Well, Jamie said, I can show you better than I can tell you. And that's exactly what he did. Because in the beginning, when he first got in the race, he only raised probably $284,000, I think. Right. That could be off a little bit. And then the Republican chair was like, well, if this is all you can do, you'll never beat Lindsey. And Jamie was like, well, hold my beer. I'm going to show you. So in every quarter after that, Jamie raised even more money. And that comes with having relationships. Yeah. And that's one thing I tell people is having relationships and getting to the heartstrings of people.
That's
you got to be able to do that in politics to be successful.
So you got to be able to move on as well, and that's tough. So how do you move on? How does a person like him, right? How does a person like you that wore so many hats during that campaign move on?
So with him, people have to remember this is not all he has. Right. Like being the U.S. Senator is all Lindsey Graham has. Right. If Lindsey Graham wakes up tomorrow and is no longer the U.S. Senator, he has nothing. He is a nobody. Right. Jamie came into this as a somebody. Right. So he's going to be fine. Right. So, he has plenty of opportunities on the table and he has his family. Facts. This gives him the opportunity to spend more time being a husband and being a father. So besides all that, he has all that. And he's going to be great. And how do I move on? I went to sleep. I woke up the next day and I was fine. I was actually at peace. I went and ate some lasagna. Okay, come on now. I went furniture shopping. And I was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right because as I tell people, as long as people see you doing the work and you're doing a great job, there's always going to be somebody looking out for you.
Always somebody looking out for you.
And you're going to be all right.
Always. So there are so many young women out here, right, who would love to be you. Okay, would love to be you. And there are so many young women that have no idea who you are. Like they have no idea what you do, right? For a living. They have no idea that a black woman could be in this position, right? What's some advice you would give to those young girls who, let's say aspire to be you?
So there are a lot of political trainings that you can do. In South Carolina, you can do the Emerge training, or you can do the Emerge boot camp. Okay. So you can just go to, I think, Emerge South Carolina. The applications are closed for this time period, but there's always next year. And they also have different weekend trainings and different virtual trainings. So that's one thing. And then when the Clyburn Fellowship opens back up through the Democratic Party, be on the lookout for that. Yale has a training program for women. It's a week-long training program that teaches you the ins and outs of politics, how to run for office, et cetera, et cetera. Also, you can just reach out to me. I don't mind being a resource to people. You can find me, you can email me, Bree@BreeMaxwell.com, and that's BRE@BREMaxwell.com. So it's a lot of ways you can get involved. It's just, just meeting people who don't mind helping you. Because some of us have to start from the bottom to even get to some type of top.
And network. You have to network, y'all. You have to network, man. And public image is key.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Public image is key, y'all. I'm telling you. Don't give them nothing they're going to use on y'all later on. Okay?
I can tell you a story about that, but we're not going to.
Wow. Well, okay, yeah. We ain't touching that. But let me ask you this right here. All right. Now, you wear so many hats. You do so many things. But I would like to say And I think that you actually do something way better than your political career.
Okay.
You're a phenomenal mother.
Oh, thank you.
How does it feel knowing that your son sees your growth in your career?
I think it feels great because he has more faith in me than I do myself. My son is like, he's always like, yeah, you're going to be president one day. And I can't wait. And all this stuff. I'm like, child, you are aspiring higher than I want to be, but okay.
Yes.
But and he doesn't mind telling people, like he used to go to school with my Clyburn pullover on.
Okay.
And he'd be like, yeah, my mom works for Congressman Clyburn. Oh yeah, she works for the whip.
Oh, come on.
He used to go to school and say stuff like that. And then when Jamie started running, he would wear a Jamie Harrison t-shirt. Okay. And he would tell teachers, yes, my mother, she's probably too busy to come and for a parent-teacher conference because she is traveling for Jamie Harrison.
Wow.
So he would do stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But it has to feel good.
To know that he's paying attention.
Yes.
To know that he's paying attention.
So do you feel that he may have a, let's say, future in politics?
No, child. My son is a techie.
He is?
My son has been involved with technology since 2.
Wow.
He picked the college he wanted to go to at the age of, not 5. He was in the 5th grade. He picked the college he wanted to go to, and he has not stirred from that path. So he knows exactly what he wants to do.
Where's he trying to go, if you don't mind me?
Full Sail University.
Where's that?
So it's in Orlando, but it's like a technology school. So they have like game development and video production and stuff like that. So he wants to go for game engineering.
Wow. Look at that, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, the guy is gifted.
Yes.
Okay. But he has, but he has 2 people, man. That is, let's say, phenomenal people to have as parents. Okay. So you guys make sure that you are showing your kids, man, your greatness. Okay. Yes. Listen, man, it's good to push your kids, but push yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't get so wrapped up in just being a parent that you forget about yourself. That's what a lot of people do. Don't get so, you can be a parent, but you can also still be yourself. So always do that. That's one thing I said I would never do. I'm going to still be career oriented, but I'm going to still be a parent. So you can do both.
Got to be. So now, going forward, we have been dealing with this whole COVID thing for a long time now. Let me ask you, how did this COVID situation, how did that, let's say, impact the whole
campaign?
Yeah, the campaign.
So everything had to go virtual.
Okay.
So everything became virtual. We did a whole lot of Zooms. We did Zoom events, Zoom meetings, phone calls. We had to basically take Jamie off the road because of his health condition.
Right.
So we had to make sure we're keeping him separated from people. Right. When we were finally able to get him out and about, and we had rallies, we would only let him come out when it was time for him to speak. So there was no shaking hands and kissing babies. Right. So it impacted our campaign a lot, but we made sure we stayed safe because we didn't want no liabilities on our hands.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now me, I was hard-headed. I still went out and about with my mask and went to meet the people, okay? Yeah. I was like, look, I gotta come meet y'all so y'all can vote for Jamie. Though. Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You need that bulldog out there.
I put my wrap on, I put my hat on, my mask. I was like, y'all, listen, Jamie Harrison. Yes.
You're on a mission. You're on a mission. So, and I'm sure that they were happy with your work. You know what I'm saying? So we always talk about going forward. What's next? What's next for Bree Maxwell?
So there are a lot of things into play. I've had people start working on like my media kit. Okay. Because I've turned down a lot of interviews. Yes, I've turned down a lot of interviews because I just want to do some media training. And I'm working on my media kit, so stay tuned for that. So we'll see what comes with that.
Because you don't really market yourself like that, to be honest with you.
No, and that's why I have to have somebody do it for me.
Let me tell y'all something. This young lady right here is probably one of the most hardest working women who does not promote herself. Like, she's just about work. Yeah. Like, work only.
I may promote myself about 10%.
7% of the time she'll promote herself, right? But she's doing the work though. See, because we have so many people who who love to, let's say,
they're show
promote themselves, but
show
you're not
horses.
doing the work.
Show horses.
Right. But you're not doing the work.
Not work horses. We need more work horses.
There you go. Listen, that's for Twitter right there.
Yes.
Okay?
Hashtag.
No show no show
horses. No show horses. We need work horses. There you go.
Out here in the streets, man. Bree got it, man.
But besides that, you know, I'm looking forward to what 2021 has to bring with this new administration.
Yes.
So
how do you feel about having the first black female vice president?
I found out that we were a winner. I was at Soda City Market.
Oh, you was?
It was a man
Soda City,
that
downtown Columbia, South Carolina.
Walked right by me with a Make America Great mask on. And I had on my Biden Harris shirt, and I pointed to the shirt.
No.
And he looked at me like it was the end of the world.
Wow.
Yes. So I look forward to that administration and what that has to bring.
Wow.
You know, you can't always tell your left hand what your right hand doing, or however the saying goes. So I just tell y'all to be tuned. Just know that I'm not sitting idle.
No, she's definitely not doing that. She is working hard, making moves. We're proud of her. Okay,
Thank you.
This whole nation is proud of her. Okay, not just the city. Okay, not just the state, but the whole nation, because she is doing so much work, man, for so many people.
Thank you.
That are, and you know, like you say, you hear about the you know, those big names. But I'm telling you, they are nothing without the people working with them. I promise you that. I promise you.
Always remember there's nothing wrong with being behind the scenes and being in the background, because that's where a lot of the work gets done at.
Most of the actions get done behind the scenes, man. Behind the scenes. So let me ask you, like, if you can talk to that 17-year-old young girl leaving Lawrence right now, man, if she was looking at you right now, right? Right. What would you tell her? Because she's about to prep for her life, right? She's about to leave Lawrence to go down to the illustrious South Carolina State University.
Yes, there you go.
What would you tell that 17-year-old girl right now, sitting from where you're sitting, going through, you know what I'm saying, what you've been through?
Don't be so shy. Step outside the box. Because, you know, I was shy for a very long time. I'm still shy. But
you're not shy as you used to be.
Yeah.
You used to be real shy.
Yeah. So you just have to step outside the box and step into your true self.
Gotcha.
Step into what you want to do. Because if you want to go into politics, you cannot be shy. You cannot be quiet.
Right.
You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room either.
Right.
You can make an impact on everyone in that room by just doing the work.
Facts.
So just keep doing the work. Pay attention in class, because I still have relationships with my professors. Dr.
Awesome.
Willie Leggett, I still talk to him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
His son became an organizer with the Democratic Party.
Really?
Dr. Hines, I still talk to him.
Right.
So yeah, so it's just a matter of, just a matter of relationships, doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
And just the key word I tell everybody whenever I'm giving the speech is do the work. Hashtag do the work. No one can deny you for your work. They may try to deny you and paint you to be this bad person, like they have tried to do with me. But one thing a person cannot do is you will not outwork me.
Well, there's no way in hell somebody must not know her to think that she's a bad person. You know, you got to be looking at, you got to be looking at it from a political standpoint. You know what I mean? Because there's no way in hell you can actually know her, you know what I mean, and call her a bad person. I mean, it's just not possible.
Thank you.
Not possible. Okay. So if you got a problem with her, then come to 7510.
While we here now.
While we here now. Now I promise you, I'll meet you outside. Baby.
No, come inside.
When we done, we'll give you a smoothie.
No, we ain't gonna give you no smoothie. We're gonna give you some water to calm you down.
Give you some water to calm you down. Okay? Now, we want to thank you for coming by the show. You know, it's a blessing. You know, you're like family, you know, to us. And like I said, we were heartbroken. Yeah. You know, several weeks ago. My last question is, how does it feel? What are your feelings towards this current president saying Trump? that we cheated? Those hardworking people who stood in line for hours saying that they cheated. I
really just want to go on a Twitter rant and just cuss him slam out, but I know I can't and I know I shouldn't. But I don't know the correct terminology for how it makes me feel, but it's upsetting that Trump and the other side thinks that people actually cheated because they lost.
Right.
Like, no one, when we proved to you that the Russians had your election in 16, y'all thought we were delusional. When we had the proof, there's no proof that no one cheated this time.
No proof.
No proof.
Yeah.
People were ready for you to go.
Right.
Granted, 55% of white women voted for you,
They did.
more than they did in 16, and
They
then
did.
more black men voted for you. I think 18%, but that's a conversation for another day. We're not
That's
gonna go
crazy.
into that right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
But
Crazy though.
yeah, but on the flip side, you lost. And
lost.
people were ready for something different. They're ready for something new. They're ready for something vibrant. And they're ready for the person who can take us forward. And Trump didn't do that at all.
At all.
He may have did it for certain demographics.
Yeah.
But most of them
He's
he
divisive.
did. Yes. And we need a president for everybody, not just for a certain few.
Facts. Facts. So y'all, there it is. Now you see why we adore her. Okay? now you see why she's the queen, and now you see why you need to follow her and make sure you hit her up. So for those who are not currently following her, how do they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Bree Maxwell, B-R-E Maxwell. On Facebook, I'm Bryanta Booker Maxwell, and Bryanta is spelled B-R-Y-A-N-T-A. Hurry up and send me the friend request because I think a few people unfollowed me, so I have like 5 slots left.
Yo, that 5,000 get full up real quick.
So,
real quick.
But follow me,
All right.
send me an email.
Hurry
you know,
up, y'all.
I don't
Hurry
mind
up.
me for no. Let's not do coffee. Let's do lunch. I love to do a lunch. So with our masks, we can go do some lunch or something.
Okay. Boom, y'all. Y'all know we can't let her leave without the magic question though. Without the magic.
Oh gosh,
the
I
magic
think I know what
question.
it is.
We got to ask her the magic question. You ready for it?
I'm always ready.
Now, we know you love lasagna,
Yes.
but do you like chicken wings?
Yes.
You like chicken
I
wings?
love me a good mild chicken wing with some ranch dressing. Okay.
Now, this is probably the most important question.
Drumettes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't do flats. If there's a flat there, I'll eat it, but give me a good drum man, honey.
The Drum Nation stand up.
Yes.
I told y'all, man.
Drumettes.
You flat lovers, you're weirdos.
Yes, you
There's
are.
something wrong with y'all.
Yes.
We're gonna have y'all drug tested. I'm telling you, man.
You
Something
get
going
more meat on the
You-
drumette.
You get more.
It's
meat.
easier for dipping. Yes.
You know, I don't.
There you go.
That's
Right.
it. That's some seed.
Then you just give the dog the bone after the fact.
Get the dog the bone, man.
There you go. Yeah.
Let the dog eat too.
There you go.
Hey, God, dog, man, stop tripping.
Stop
Listen,
tripping.
thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in to another impactful episode of the Community Vibes, man. And we are so thankful. Listen, make sure that you wear your mask, okay? Make sure that you're using your hand sanitizer, and make sure that you're putting God first, okay? And make sure that you're telling your family before you leave that door that you love them. I promise you, because you don't know if you will be walking back through that door. All right. So it's so important that you take your family serious and take your life serious, okay? And make sure that you follow your dreams. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
There are so many people right now, man, walking around with a gift right inside of them that
They haven't been able to birth.
To birth. Listen, birth that dream. Okay. It's not gonna be easy. I promise you, it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. I promise you, it's gonna be worth it if you put forth the work. Okay, and you network.
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all. So listen, we gonna see y'all soon. Make sure you eat some good old man turkey for your boy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some good dressing. What else? What else it is?
Potato salad.
Collard greens and potato salad.
A whole bunch of food.
What's your favorite?
I look forward
Thanksgiving.
to fried turkey, potato salad, collard greens, cornbread. I make the macaroni. I can make a mean 6-cheese macaroni. Okay, all right.
mean
Put you on your
6 cheese.
knees, honey. That macaroni
Put you on your knees. Wait, huh? Okay.
And I
You
look
need
forward
knee
to
pads.
the sweet tea.
Oh, sweet tea. Gotta have sweet tea.
Gotta have sweet tea.
So thank y'all so much, man. Be safe, man, and make sure that you drive safe if you are traveling.
Yes.
Okay. And take care of yourself, man. God bless. Boom.
Yo, Kingdom, community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. You say you want shine, come get your shine on. You say you want vibes, come get your vibe on. Community vibes, community ties. Terrance Tucker is the brother who's connecting the tribe. Hey, you say you want shine, we'll get your shine on. You say you want vibes, we'll get your vibe on.